Welcome to the Fit as a Mama Bear podcast. I'm Shelby, a certified strength coach, nutrition coach, mama to two, and all-around health nut. This show is about a little bit of everything healthy, fit, and natural related. So if you're striving to smash goals, eat better, feel better, and enjoy the occasional mom rant, this is the place for you. You're listening into episode 16 today, where I'm chatting to the face behind the Facebook group, Life Between Weights, Serena Sutterfield, an ACE certified trainer, a practicing yoga instructor, and today we are chatting about everything body related, thigh gaps, muffin tops, and any other insane name you can come up with. Hey everyone, with me today is Serena, a busy mom of three trying to balance working on building her own business, taking care of her family, and just trying to be a happy and healthy without all the fluff or gimmicks. I actually met Serena online via Twitter, and we hit it off pretty instantly. We both love weightlifting, taking time to chill the F out, and helping other mamas realize the insanity of the training industry. I asked Serena to be on the show.
Yeah, we are.
Right? I asked her to be on the show because I wanted to chat a bit more in depth about the craziness related to body compositions and the stress it places on us mamas. But before we get to that, Serena, why don't you give us a bit of a rundown on how you got to be where you are and what's important to you?
Well, I haven't been like an active person my whole entire life. This is something fairly new to me. After I had my third baby, she's 9 now, oh my goodness, I decided that I needed to feel better for them, like for myself and for them to better be able to take care of them. So I started with yoga because I thought that looked pretty easy. It wasn't easy. It was hard as hell.
I was going to say
I fell in love with it. Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty common misconception. But after doing yoga for a couple of years, I kind of fell in love with how strong I was getting. So it's all about the strength. And then my husband and I started working out together.
Aww.
And then just the better and better I felt, the more and more I wanted to be able to bring that to other people. So actually, the topic for our podcast today is perfect because I so closely relate to it. When I first started on my own fitness journey, I was so bombarded with blast your belly fat, and you need a thigh gap, and you have to be a size 0 to be pretty or whatever, so trying to navigate around all of that misinformation gave me the desire to help other people realize, like, the bullshit that is, and kind of help them navigate their own fitness journeys.
Oh my God, yes. So one of my biggest pet peeves, I ranted about this a lot when I was pregnant with both my kids, but there's a pin that circles around that's called How to Have a Belly Only Pregnancy. And I get like the rage I feel when I see this pin just makes me so freaking eye twitchy. But I'll try not to rant about that one.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time I'm on Pinterest nowadays, which is a long time off, obviously, there's a pin telling me about this one exercise that's gonna get rid of my muffin tops, or the best way to get thigh gap, and it honestly makes me just batshit crazy.
Yes, it makes me sick.
Yeah. So why don't we dive right on in and chat about body myths? So what are the top body myths that drive you nuts?
So the top body myths, you said that can you say it one more time?
What are the top body myths that drive you the most nuts? So which ones bug you when you see
my goodness.
For them?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest one for me is when other fitness professionals tell people that they can spot reduce. And that's kind of all encompassing, I feel like, as far as like muffin tops and thigh gaps and stuff like that, because, you get those trainers who say, this is a workout that'll slim down your muffin top. And just the science behind it is, there is no science behind it, actually. It's just so faulty, but people use it because they play on females like insecurities. Like they think, what is the average woman feel self-conscious about? Well, let me make money off of that.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves too, especially because then you have women doing like 90 to 100 sit-ups a day and wondering why they don't have abs.
Yeah, exactly. And or the ones where the females are told, you've got to do hours of cardio at the gym, hit the elliptical and the Stairmaster and all of this if you want to drop fat quickly.
Yeah.
But really, when strength training and weightlifting is the way to go as far as like fat reduction, but telling somebody that, go ahead.
I was going to say that one gets me just right fired up because not everyone, but the majority of moms I work with want that really small toned look, which I'll save the rant about how not everyone can get that look simply because body types. But then they're told to do so much cardio, and I'm like, the way that look comes about isn't from cardio, it's from lifting.
Yeah. But we're told so often that women shouldn't lift because you'll get bulky and mannish.
Yeah, it drives me bananas.
So bad. And then another one I would say are the hip dips.
Okay.
Like the right below the hips where you get that little indentation in, and where people are like, these are the exercises that you can do to fill out these hip dips. And I'm like, people, those are your bones. You cannot change your bones. That's how your femur sits inside of it's your skeletal structure, and to say you can exercise your bones away is just, they prey on, like, yeah, oh my goodness, I actually did a whole thing on it not that long ago because there was just so much going on about these hip dips. Like, people were messaging me like, hey, I know what you do for a living and I really need help. I've got these indentations on the side of my legs kind of by my butt that are like really deep dips. And I'm like, there's some exercises that you can do to reduce the fat around, like if you have like a really, like if you're carrying a lot of fat in the hips or in the butt, it's going to make those hip dips more prominent, but there's nothing you can do actually to get rid of them. So people need to realize these things.
And so I really wanted to too, just about why this type of marketing sucks. So one of the reason why this marketing sucks, there's a lot of them, but it promotes the mindset that there's a quick fix for everything.
Yes.
And that drives me bananas.
Absolutely. And especially because if you want to see real results in the gym, it's something that it's a lifestyle change. It's something that you have to commit to and be dedicated to. Now, with life between weights, what I talk about is not spending, 2 hours a day, 6 days a week in the gym, that there is, in fact, a life between the weights. But it's still about a commitment to yourself. And it's not going to happen in 4 weeks. There's no 30-day challenge that's going to make your, your thighs thinner.
Yes.
It just doesn't exist.
Not even in the slightest. And I think the other thing that just drives me crazy about it is that it makes people hate exercise because we think we need to be small.
Yes.
Things are geared towards being smaller. And I don't agree with that assessment at all.
Yes, not at all. And then it also makes people, like, there's the whole marketing side of it too, is the nutrition aspect where people are like, you have to be so strict in your nutrition and you're not allowed to eat anything but salad for 30 days. And again, and that also makes people hate eating healthy as well.
Yeah, it just gives a negative mindset, I think, is the worst thing. Cutting in here to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, ProSource. When it comes to working out at home, most people struggle using just their body weight, unless you kick ass at pull-ups already. For this reason alone, I always send my new clients home with resistance bands, especially new moms. They're simple to use, low impact, and beyond cheap. I am Dutch after all. ProSource offers resistance bands and any other home fitness equipment you can need at great prices. I truly believe that working out at home helps you stay consistent. And while I do have a killer setup now, I trained for years using just bands, one kettlebell, and some suspension straps. Especially as a new mom, resistance bands are the biggest bang for your buck. You don't need a fancy setup, but having some options to train your body properly helps. Head on over to prosourcefit.com and save some money using code MAMABEAR15 and set yourself up, then stay consistent and smash some goals.
Absolutely. You know, and I am a plant-based fitness, whatever. I don't eat meat or dairy products or anything like that. And I don't eat salad. You know, I hate eating salad. As my husband said, I don't eat salad. I eat only plants, but not a salad. And I can still, you know, eat well enough to be able to balance out my exercise and nutrition and all of that, and still be able to enjoy my fitness journey, which is what it's all about.
It is. So let's touch on a little bit more about why it's impractical to expect one exercise to completely fix the body or an area of the body.
Yeah, well, I mean, scientifically, when you're working out, you can't tell your body to extract fat or burn calories from your triceps because you don't want to have bat wings anymore. Let's talk about bat wings for a second. And so you can't say, okay, I'm going to do 1,000 tricep extensions because I really want my body to extract the fat or burn the calories from my triceps to make my arms, you know, leaner. Because when you're working out, your body naturally is just going to pull the fat, burn the calories from any part of your body. We just don't have any control over that, which is why consistency and eating well is so important.
Yes. Oh, I love that answer. And going back to thigh gap, why this one this one just drives me bananas because I don't think that thigh gap is the most attractive thing in the world. But
no.
Avoid striving for thigh gap, aside from the fact that it is just impractical.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I love to squat and I do all my lunges and leg presses and all of that, and I don't have a thigh gap, and my thighs are super muscular, and I know, like, the first time I ever felt bad about the way my thighs look was I was walking off of the beach and someone that I know, like a friend of mine, was walking behind me and said, "Oh my goodness, aren't you a personal trainer? Why do your thighs touch?" And I was like, "No way did you just say that to me."
Oh my God.
It's so impractical for somebody to consciously be thinking about all the time, because it's all about your anatomy. It's all about the way your body is going to work for you, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily, like I said, I do tons of exercises and my thighs still touch. That's just the way my body is shaped, period.
Well, and I think it's one thing to note too that thigh gap or not having muffin tops or even six-pack abs, none of these are an actual sign of health or fitness. You can be extremely fit and not have abs. Like, these things are all just aesthetic, and not a lot of them aren't even practical aesthetic goals. But none of them have anything to do with your fitness level or your health. So why we strive for it is mind-blowing to me.
It's all vanity, and they're all vanity metrics. But like I said in the beginning, it's because, and these things are so stuck in people's minds because it's what the social media or the internet, other fitness professionals, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, are telling people that this is what's beautiful. You have to look like this if you want to be sexy. You know, you have to be a certain size and look a certain way. When realistically, that's just, it's bullshit. People just don't, we're not Barbies.
Yeah. I think, and so getting into more of the mom stuff then, I know most moms coming to me are obviously looking to reduce their tummy area after having kids, which I totally understand. What's your 2 cents on belly blasters and 5 exercises to 6-pack abs?
Oh my goodness. All right. So again, you can't belly blast because you can't say, okay, today I choose to burn calories from my midsection. That's just not a thing. And the whole moves for a 6-pack abs, there's no, if you really, really want, you have to tone up the midsection and really the whole body is planking. So a lot of people are like, do these froggy sit-ups or do the toe reaches or, you know, side bends or stretches, or I don't even know what these people are saying nowadays because it's just so like not worth paying attention to. But again, you just need to find the exercises that work for your body. For example, planking works really well for me when I'm building that core strength, and just being able to recognize, like maybe even working with somebody like you, you know, being able to realize that sit-ups are not going to give you that six-pack abs or, you know, all those kinds of things. It's just so mind-boggling to me that these are just things that are being, you know, strived for.
Agreed. My biggest thing too is I'm fine with a lot of different ab exercises depending on what purpose they serve to your life and program. So if you are looking to get into more gymnastics, by all means, rock hanging leg raises and toe touches and all of those fun things. But if your goals are to be able to pick up your kids without pain, you're not looking at those types of exercises. So I think
that's right.
Yeah, I do agree. Not agree. I do understand wanting to reduce the belly area after pregnancy. I totally understand that. I just think that there's better
Absolutely
about it and to focus more on performance before you try and reduce areas.
Right. And what I say to a lot of like my mom clients and stuff, especially right after pregnancy, after you've gone through like the entire pregnancy period and then having and then postpartum as well, you've lost a lot of muscle mass in that time frame. So to be able to go back to working out and really focusing on core strength rather than a six-pack is so important because, like you said, for picking up your kids and being able to have the energy to keep up with them and everything, that takes a lot of core strength, which is not just the abdominals. You know, I feel like a lot of people need to be educated on like the transverse abs and that, you know, the glutes are part of your core system and things like that too. And I just feel it's really just like a lack of information.
All right. So when looking at moms and not just postpartum core, but moms in general, what type of exercises do you think is a better use of a mom's time?
I really believe like different kinds of plank exercises are going to be right where it's at. So a lot of times, like, because even though my kids are older, my youngest will be 9 in a couple weeks, and I still like lift her and pick her up, and I'll chase her around the yard and stuff like that, push her on the swing and whatnot. So I like to do lots of varying exercises in a plank position because they are so total body strengthening and such deep muscle strengthening. And also yoga is really great for moms because you are building the muscles and wrapping them right around the bones and the joints, protecting the joints and preventing against injuries. So if you're climbing the play structure at the playground with your kids, you know, you're going to need to be like super strong and quick on your feet so that, you know, while you're playing, you're not getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know, while you're trying to do all those things that you did, you know, 15 years ago. So, because I know my 34-year-old body can't do the same thing that it could do when I was 15, you know.
I like to still try.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, I think with moms, instead of focusing on thigh gap and belly blasters and whatever other crazy random shit comes out of Pinterest.
Asinine even.
I like to focus a lot on the basics. So for moms, I think especially work your postural muscles. So you're looking at your upper back, the back of your legs, your glutes, your supporting core. And then your right rotational exercises are also a good one too. But get strong and basic lifts and full body type exercises before you're looking at doing 20 sit-ups or 80, I don't know, hip dips or
Yeah.
Get the biggest bang for your buck with bigger exercises.
Yep, absolutely. Focusing on the larger muscle groups first and then working your way down into those micro areas. Although I will say that a lot of times I have moms, whether they're new moms or older moms, that from the lifting of the children for so long have like the low back pain.
Yeah.
And one common factor across the board is a weak piriformis muscle. So that tiny little muscle right inside the glutes that just doesn't really get any attention, but does a lot for supporting the low back. That's one thing that I work on as well.
I like that. I'm a big crazy glute person. And I'd like to note too, if you're going to focus on bigger bang for your buck exercises, so looking at more more combo exercises or just more large group muscle exercises, you are going to lose more weight that way, and you are going to look more toned that way than you are doing a very minor exercise for high repetitions. Just a fun fact.
100%. 100%. And I like to tell people so much too, because the women are so afraid of lifting weights and getting bulky, but really what happens is comparing your lifting time to, let's say, running on a treadmill, you're burning so many more calories lifting weights than you are running miles upon miles. Yeah. And then once you build that lean muscle mass, your body continues to burn calories in order to support that lean muscle mass when you stop burning calories as soon as you're done running. So having that lean muscle, you're going to get that more of a toned look. You're going to continue to burn those calories. You're going to be stronger. And my favorite part is that you will increase your bone density too. So later on in the long run, you know, you're still only just gaining strength, whether it's in your muscular system or your skeletal system.
Yes. So what's one thing you wish all moms knew? One piece of advice about fitness, any kind of tip?
That you just have to love yourself through it all. That's what makes it worth it.
Oh, that's the
being kind to yourself.
I think my biggest tip would probably be to enjoy your workouts or your process, because the key to any goal is consistency, and you're not going to stay consistent with something you hate. So find something that you enjoy, that you don't dread, and just freaking rock it.
Yes. And one more thing is that switching up your exercises too, moms, will keep you from plateauing. So whether you spend a few weeks doing cardio, a few weeks doing weightlifting, or a few weeks doing yoga, but always switching things up to keep your body guessing will avoid that plateau.
I feel like I could literally rant about this subject all day. It drives me bananas, but I suppose I'll leave it here until next time. Serena, thanks again for joining me today. I know that's an eye-twitchy subject for you too. And for anyone looking to connect with Serena, you can find her at Serena_Life Between Weights on Instagram. And she also has a Facebook group, Life Between Weights too, which I'm going to link to in the show notes. So once again, I can't thank you all enough for listening. I'm loving having the ability to chat to so many amazing people. So if you're loving what you're listening to, please subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. Not only does this give helpful information to others who may not know where to find it, but it also helps me out too, so that I can keep providing you with more. And remember, if you're in need of fitness tips, workouts, and amazingly healthy recipes, check out my website at www.fitasamamabear.com. You can also hit up the show notes on my website to find and connect with Serena. On that note, check back soon to catch the next episode of the Fit as a Mama Bear podcast. And if you took one lesson from today's podcast, I hope it's that striving for these specific, made-up body changes is impractical and not worth your time. Focus on strength, enjoyment, and being able to keep up with kiddos. Chat soon, friends.